Yo, what's going on, guys? So in today's video, we're gonna be talking all about Stryfe. So in this video, we're just gonna be using a 5-star, kind of showing you guys how to basically build him up and what he looks like built up without really any crazy synergies, nothing too crazy, no horsemen, anything like that. Just in some Realm of Legends, more chill, low-key gameplay, talk about him, teach you about him a little bit. But then after this video, we're going to upload some Abyss gameplay. When I say some Abyss gameplay, I mean a ton of Abyss gameplay. More than 5 different fights, all solos, with a 6-star rank 3 Horseman Stryfe. I'm in the Abyss right now, still in there, got a lot of gameplay. So if you guys want to see that gameplay, drop a like on this video. I'll upload it about like an hour after this one posts. But yeah, so let's start talking about Stryfe. We'll get into the gameplay in just a second. Just want to quickly talk about some of his abilities. Some very interesting things to note about him is that he has psionic blasts, which are on his mediums, his heavies, and his special 2s, which deal energy damage instead of physical and cannot be evaded, and reduce the potency of incoming passive direct damage by 100%, this is an amazing ability. This is kind of like Omega Red plus Night Thrasher. You can counter evade. So just doing mediums, heavies, and special 2, you don't have to ever worry about evasion, which is amazing in Abyss with like class disadvantage. You can bypass Korg's Thorns damage, for example. It's absolutely amazing. And then to actually build this guy up, you want to build up his telepathic charges. For each charge, you get 69.72 attack rating. So you can get like 4 times his base attack going once he's fully ramped up, something like that. You can also apply concussions with him, which is pretty cool. Once you have a concussion on the opponent, you can actually block unblockable attacks, which is very cool. He also has a cloak of invisibility, which you can use to help ramp him up a bit quicker, which we'll show in the gameplay. And then his special 2 is where the big damage comes from. And the special 3 is how you basically build him up. You build up telepathic charges, then use the special 3 and convert them to persistent telepathic charges. And the cool thing is that you can, if the fight has enough health, you can ramp up Stryfe in only one match. He's not limited. Like, you can only ramp up a certain amount in this fight, and then you have to ramp up another certain amount in the next fight, which I do really like, which champions with like Venom the Duck, for example, suffer from, where they can only gain a certain amount of persistent charges in one matchup. I'm not a fan of that. If the fight's big enough and you can ramp up all the way, you can do it with Stryfe, which is really cool. As far as his synergies go, there's nothing like too crazy except for the Horseman one. The one with Cable here, you start with some telepathic charges, which is nice. The one with Hood here, you start invisible, which is nice. Just helps get them ramped up quicker. So I'm going to be showing gameplay with those synergies. This one with Ma here, it's got some Falter, which is kind of cool. And then some critical and health, but it's really the Horseman one that's really cool, man, which we'll be showcasing in the Abyss video. So if you guys want to see that, it's pretty dope, man. It's really dope. We're very deep into the Abyss right now. We'll talk about more of that in the Abyss video. Now let's go get to some Realm of Legends gameplay and talk about this dude. Alright guys, now we're going to be getting into some gameplay. So the worst thing about Stryfe is his ramp up. But like I said, if a fight is big enough, like enough health, you can fully ramp up. So with the Cable and the Hood synergy, with Cable we start with 5 of our telepathic charges, which is really nice. And then with the Hood, we start invisible, which is great because building up Stryfe is annoying. So those synergies help to do it a bit quicker. So basically how you build this guy up is you see those purple charges. So those are what we're trying to build right now. We're trying to get those to 20. So you get those to 20, then you special 3, and those 20 turn into 25. And those are permanent for the rest of the quest. You can't lose them or anything like that. So it's great. So how you basically get more of those purple charges is through heavy attacks. There is a percentage chance on each heavy to get one, and each bar of power increases this chance. At 3 bars, it goes to 100%. So right now, every time we heavy, we're guaranteed to get at least 1. And then with the signature ability, there's a chance to gain another. So you can get 2 from the Sig. Sig isn't needed though. So yeah, here we get to 20. And now we're going to go ahead and launch the special 3. You see, we now have 25 persistent charges. So those are banked. And like I said, those are permanent. So those are giving us a permanent attack rating for the rest of the quest, which is great. So a way to build charges a little bit quicker is, you know, heavy attacks take a little while. It's only a one hit heavy, and you know that can get a little bit tedious. So you can use the special one. So it's better to throw it into their block so that they dash at you right away. So each blocked hit, as you see right there, gave us one telepathic charge. And then I think when you use the heavy attack while invisible, I believe it's 3 additional charges. So you see right there, through that special one little cycle, we got up to 7 right away. Here, I was trying to throw this into his block, but he kept running into it. But yeah, just like that, 2 special ones, we're already up to 15 charges. So it's just a little bit of a quicker way to get that instead of just trying to heavy 20 plus times, because again, it's not guaranteed unless you're at 3 bars of power. So this is kind of what his ramp up looks like. He's not the most suicide friendly in normal circumstances because, you know, you're throwing the special one to help build him up a little bit quicker. So yeah, he's not the most suicide friendly. As a horseman, he's decently suicide friendly. You know, you got the immunity to the bleed at the start. You can actually get some healing, which is nice. But yeah, overall, I'll probably say he's not the most suicide friendly. It's unfortunate that Stryfe actually has 0 immunities. He does have some pretty cool utility, but he just has no base immunities, which kind of sucks. But here you see we get to 20 charges once again. Go ahead, drop the special 3. This will finish the fight. And if you look at our persistent charges up right by our health bar, it is now at 50. So Winter Soldier was about enough to ramp us halfway to our max. So that's what it looks like to ramp him up halfway. Takes a little bit of time, a little bit tedious, but that's how you do it. So I was like, all right, well, that's halfway. We should be able to get to the other half at Captain Marvel. So yeah, the ramp up may look a little bit annoying, but it is worth it. Once you are ramped up, man, it's pretty nutty, which will show fully ramped up a couple fights in Realm Legends here. It's pretty sick. And yeah, I'm really excited to show you guys the Abyss gameplay. It's pretty crazy. So yeah, here we start invisible, take a couple hits, land heavy while invis, help to get us some more charges. Right there you see we went from 16 to 18, that's because of the signature ability. And yeah, he actually has pretty decent heavy range. Like his heavy hits a little bit longer than you'd think it would, which is very nice. It's very good to have good heavy reach. It helps in matchups where you can't just parry stun heavy. You know, if you have to bait a heavy, counter with a heavy, you know, it's great for situations like that. But yeah, now we are at 75 charges, so we're 3/4 to the max of our persistent charges. But once we hit 100, we can get more, just they won't be persistent, you know, so we can get another 20 base. So we can get to 120 in a fight once we are fully ramped up, so even more attack rating that way. And yeah, if you do have the Apocalypse synergy and you're a horseman, at that point, you're actually unblockable, just permanently unblockable, which is pretty nice. So here, we finally get it off into her block. She was a little bit passive. That's one of the downsides to Realm of Legends AI. Sometimes they just don't like to dash at us. So yeah, we're at 12 charges now. We just need to get off one more special 3, and then we'll be fully ramped up. So more special 3, 20 more charges, turn them into 25, and then we'll be at 100. And then you guys will see him fully ramped up with all these charges, and he's hitting pretty hard. He's hitting pretty hard with all that extra attack rating. So right there, you see that heavy. Those heavies are reaching, man. That one was a little bit too much, but it gives you an idea of how far his heavies can reach. So here, get off one more heavy attack. She's at 2%. Here, drop the special 3. Now you can see we are fully ramped up at this point. Max persistent charges available. So yeah, we're looking great now. So I got 2 full Realm of Legend fights that I'll show you guys, him taken down. But real quick, I want to show you guys one of his pieces of utility actually when fighting against an unstoppable opponent. It's actually pretty cool. So this is against Juggernaut. So you see he's unstoppable. We attack him. It consumes 2 of our telepathic charges to then nullify the unstoppable and apply a passive stun. Pretty cool piece of utility, man. I really like that actually. I think that's awesome. I was just thinking, you know, like against Magneto, but no, that wouldn't work against him because he's metal. But it does also work through the block right there. As you see, it nullifies it through the block, and it still applies that passive stun. So I just thought that was a really cool pretty niche piece of utility that can definitely come in handy. And yeah, I'm a pretty big fan of that. There is a lot more of other utility that Stryfe offers, which will be shown in the Abyss gameplay, such as blocking unblockable attacks, bypassing thorns, that sort of stuff, bypassing evasion. Look for that in the Abyss gameplay. But yeah, so we're going to fight Rhino and Storm here, fully ramped up, to give you an idea what all that if that ramp up's worth it, right? Ramping up Stryfe to 100 persistent charges, like what is that going to give me now that he's fully ramped up? Show me that. So here it is. So we're going to jump in here, and again, we are going to start invisible because of the hood synergy, and we do start with 5 charges. So we take a bunch of blocked hits. Boom, we're at 16 charges right away. Only 4 more, and then that's the absolute max that Stryfe is able to obtain. It's 120 total. So here we're going to throw the special one. We're not throwing the special one so much to gain charges, but we want to get that passive shock on the opponent. So with that passive shock, it basically gives you some extra energy damage on your special 2. It also deals a decent amount. It's doing 800 per tick just passively, which is pretty nice, and it's very easy to stay active. The way to refresh it is just by using one of your psionic blasts, which is your mediums, your heavy attacks, and special 2s, and special 2 actually pauses it for a little while. So yeah, just every medium you see it's refreshing. So just one special one, and then boom, you can pretty much keep that shock up infinitely unless you get unlucky with an AI just not wanting to cooperate and throw a special attack. But yeah, there's Stryfe fully ramped up, just destroying Rhino with 2 special 2s. It's pretty great, man. Fully ramped up. It's very nice. And ever since someone said this guy looks like Batman, I can't get it out of my head, dude. Every time I look at him, I'm like, yeah, I see the resemblance to Batman, dude. Totally. It's kind of weird, but I like it. So yeah, as you see, that fight went by pretty quick. So here again, we're starting out invisible, up to 16 or is that 15 charges right off the bat, which is great. Obviously, you know, you're not going to have cable and hood all the time. It's not needed. It just helps to make the ramp up a little bit quicker, which is what I wanted to show here. And then yeah, throw one more special one, get the cloak of invisibility up, and yeah, we're at 20 max charges already, and we got the passive shock going. Like I said, very easy to get applied and to just permanently keep it active. And you can see our basic attacks are dealing quite a bit of damage. 10,000 mediums from a 5-star. It's pretty solid. That is with suicides. Unfortunately, one of my biggest gripes with Stryfe is the crits. If you do crit, the special 2 just hits like a truck, man. But his crit rate's not that good, and there's no guaranteed crits or anything like that. So a little bit of an RNG based thing there. When it does crit though, it's nice. But yeah, that's Stryfe gameplay, guys. Fully ramped up. Let me know what you guys think of the 5-star. Drop a like though if you want to see the Abyss of Legends gameplay, man. Drop a like. It'll be posted in about an hour from now, and trust me, it's pretty dope. We have 5 solos in that video, and I'm still in Abyss right now. I'm still have like 7-8 fights left in there. So yeah, we'll talk about that more in the Abyss video. If you guys think I should keep going, try to get to the collector, see what he can do there. But it's pretty awesome. Definitely be on the lookout for that. Hit the little bell if you want to be notified when it uploads. But that's going to do it for this one. Thank you guys so much for watching. Peace out. Let me know what you guys think of Stryfe in the comments below. Take care.